let's get started. Hey, for those of you that are standing in the back, there are some seats up here in the front and wherever. If you have a seat next to you and you're not holding it, make a new friend. Every year they keep giving us a bigger room, and every year we keep filling it. So thanks, all of you who made it down. Did everybody get their cool Lego swag as they walked in? Oh, come on. Are you telling me you guys don't love Lego? Did everybody get their cool 40th anniversary limited edition minifigure as they walked in? Yeah. Much better. Did everybody get a ticket for which you don't know what it's good for yet? All right, we'll find out in a little while. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Hey, as you're throwing stuff up on Twitter, use the OneDrive hashtag so we can follow you back, answer your questions, all the great stuff. I am Stephen Rose. For those of you who do not know me, I'm on the OneDrive marketing team, and with me is Jason Moore.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm Jason Moore. I'm Partner GPM at Microsoft on OneDrive. And today we're going to talk to you about what's new and coming with OneDrive. You're going to see a little bit of a survey across all of the cool things happening in OneDrive land and get a little bit of an idea of some of the awesome things that we're talking about through the entire week, as well as at our booth.
So you guys ready for some cool demos today? How about some cool guests? We have some cool guests too, yeah?
Yeah.
After this, you get to go drinking. So this is your last commitment of the day. So are we ready for lots of demos and guests? That's what we like to hear. All right.
This side is louder than that side.
They're more ready for that.
Yeah.
So OneDrive. We all love OneDrive. OneDrive is the best way to access all your files from your devices. For those of you who sat Brad Anderson's session yesterday, we talked about leveraging known folder move and how you can use that to get your files from Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 into Windows 10 to harness the power of the cloud, and we'll dig into that. And by all of your devices, we're talking Mac, PC, iOS, Android, all of your devices. It's, of course, being able to share inside and outside of your organization securely. We have some great new announcements for you around that. It is being able to collaborate with deep Office integration. And we're going to show you some cool new features that we're bringing to the Office clients, both on PC and on Mac, for all of you users that are running the latest versions and are looking at Office 2019. And of course, intelligence, being able to quickly find the files that matter most. And we have some really cool intelligence stuff that we are going to share with you. But of course, it is all about great customers across tons of great verticals. And we had an amazing year of customers coming to us saying, we want to use OneDrive across financial services, marketing, retail, hospitality, education, government, professional services, media and telco, and across healthcare. And all of these are case studies that are available on our website. So you can dig in, take a look, go to the case studies, and you can look under OneDrive and Office, and you're going to see all of these great customers. And of course, we had one of the largest customers, one of our most exciting big customers move over, and that would be
Walmart.
Walmart moved over to OneDrive, and they said some very, very nice things, and they're really using it as a great way for them to be able to move forward, train their employees, and really give them that full range of tools, including OneDrive, to help them to be successful. And once again, thanks to all of you, we were once again named to the Gartner Magic Quadrant. We are, for the second year in a row, the leader in execution. And it's great to talk about vision, and we're going to talk about vision today. These are all features that we're going to bring to you in the next few months, not over the next year or 2 years. They're going to hit in the next few months, but it is about execution, and we are so very honored that for the second year in a row, we led all of our competitors in execution. So take us back in the Wayback Machine.
Sure. How many people actually came to Ignite last year? Can I get a show of hands? Okay, that's a good.
How many of you were in the session?
Yeah, how many came to the OneDrive session?
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so you were gluttons for punishment and wanted to hear a little bit more. No, it's great. So a large section new to the OneDrive keynote, as we like to refer to it. So last year at Ignite, we actually made a lot of promises. We talked about a lot of things that are coming or were coming to OneDrive, and I thought I'd do a quick review of some of the highlights to bring everyone up to speed so we're all on the same page, even those who didn't make it last year. First, I'd talk about secure external sharing. This is something that we announced in a big way last year. There was a huge response to it. We built a simple and easy way for anyone to share externally with OneDrive. That was incredibly powerful for us. And since we launched that, we've made a number of updates driven based on your feedback and brought it to as many endpoints as we possibly can. We built the Mac Office Sync client integration. Those of you using Windows and Office today already enjoy this. When your files are synced to your PC and you load them into Office, they're able to know that they're a cloud file. They can share, they can be collaborated on in real time. And we didn't have that before on the Mac. That has now, since this spring, been shipping with Mac Office and the OneDrive Sync client. So you now get the same capabilities whether you're using a Windows device or a Mac. We announced Files on Demand in a huge, huge way, and I'm incredibly proud to say the vast majority of customers have now migrated their installations and their setups to Files on Demand, from kind of the old sync everything, buy giant terabyte hard drives, to the new world of use Explorer to be able to browse any of your files, whether they're in OneDrive, in your SharePoint team sites, available through Teams, right there on your Windows PC. There's more to come. Shared by Me was actually driven directly based on feedback on user voice. Some of you have known that we use user voice as a great way to watch kind of what does the community want? What's really popping for it? And we talk about that a lot. We actually turned around after last Ignite and said, this thing has become a hot topic. Let's get something out. Let's begin to bring the kind of simple experience you'd expect of being able to see the things shared with me. We shipped that last January. We talked about, for a long time at Ignite, not having our modern sync client work against SharePoint on premises. And the good news, as we announced in the spring, we're bringing the modern sync client to SharePoint 2019. So when you deploy SharePoint 2019, you can move off of Groove. We can give it a nice sunset. And you get to take advantage of all the latest features, including Files on Demand, meaning when you train your users, whether they're accessing on-prem resources or resources in the cloud, it's the same model. It leverages the same techniques to reduce the amount of bandwidth and storage that are needed on the device. Files Restore. Actually, how many people have ever used Files Restore? Can I get a hand? Kind of. All right, okay. And did it work well? Were you able to get all the files back? I got a thumbs up. I got a hand. I'm taking that as a thumbs up, sir. That's, all right, good. Maybe 2 thumbs up. I'll double up on that. My boss is in the front row, Jeff Teeper, so it'd be great if you guys were really excited about it. Not to play to the crowd, but Files Restore we announced last year for OneDrive. We announced this year it's coming to SharePoint team sites as well. This has been an actually really impressive kind of rollout for us as a product, because instead of it being a feature that you had to go and configure and manage and then figure out how you're going to pay for and all that kind of stuff, all it does is reduce cost. We get feedback from people all the time of the account executive on the road whose laptop is destroyed or gets some malware on it, and then they're able to very quickly, either on their own or some simple steps on the phone, walk through restoring all of their files and getting back to business. It's impressive, and if anyone's spent time on the phone with someone for hours on the weekend trying to get their computer working again because they had an important sales call, that's been a really big thing for us, and we're really proud of that. Service level encryption with customer key. This doesn't apply to everyone, but it's one of those features that can give you enormous peace of mind. The ability to say, okay, I'm holding on to the key that's used for all the encryption for my work, and be able to throw that away when I need to, if that's the thing I ever choose to do, that's a really powerful tool now available across OneDrive. We announced all the file previewers every Ignite, all the new ones that we're adding, and we'll talk a little bit more about that today. But we've started bringing all of those to mobile. Well over the majority of them now come to the mobile experience where you can use those same browser viewers of those files and actually access them on any mobile device. And in a bit, I'll have Lauren demo that. Real-time co-authoring with our partners in Office on iOS. So that means that the real-time channel that's leveraged for our desktop clients to really get the fastest collaboration as you're working back in documents now works when you're loading those files out of OneDrive and SharePoint onto iOS. And of course, known folder move from this summer. How many people have actually looked into the sessions on known folder move or read the blog post about it? Okay, yeah, so far you have dominated conversation for us at the booth. Keep it coming. There's lots of good questions. It's a really big one. Known folder move has been our biggest blog post ever. It has shown up in a really strong way because it answers a question we all had. How do I protect all the other files? Like, I have a solution for the files I'm sharing. I've already put them in the cloud. But the next set of files, where are they going to go? And how do I protect a user's desktop? And how do I make sure that all of the value I'm paying for in the cloud I'm getting? Known folder move is the answer to that question. It makes it easy for you to take those clients and their data and move them into the cloud. The last two I'll talk about is the unified sharing experience. For the last 2 years, you've seen us roll out updates to this as we continue to do so. But what's really critical is it's now the same experience everywhere. You're using Excel on your Android phone, you have the new sharing experience. You're using it on OneDrive on the Mac, you have the new sharing experience. You're using it in any web browser, you have the new sharing experience. It works everywhere, and that means that your users don't have to be trained multiple times, they don't have to ask again how to do something, and the policies and controls you apply are immediately available everywhere all the time. And last, but certainly not least, we rolled out the full version of support for multi-geo in OneDrive. Now, that's not going to be for everybody, but if you have data sovereignty questions, if you want to be able to make sure your data resides for a given user in the right region, you now have that ability on a user-by-user basis to do so. That's been a really cool feature for us.
So with that, a key piece has been balancing that evolution and revolution as we take a look at the great feedback from you folks and what we do. And as part of that, and as we look to evolve, I'd like to welcome to the stage our first guest, Autodesk CIO, Prakash Koda. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You want to stand, sit?
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, we'll sit. Why not? So tell us a little bit about Autodesk and what Autodesk does.
Autodesk makes software for those who make things. So we are primarily in construction, manufacturing, media and entertainment, building, all these industries. The key thing is, right, to make it real for all of you, the chairs that you're sitting in, the microphones that I'm using, the cell phones that we all have, or the building that we are in, highly likely that you guys used Autodesk software in the design and make processes. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and you guys are in the process of, as people change the way they work and they want to work from anywhere and they want to work securely, you guys are making some changes with that. And as part of that, you've also leveraged a lot of our stuff. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the key thing is, right, the biggest focus within Autodesk is how do we automate the design and make processes. So the goal and focus is about digitization. How do we digitize our customers, whether that is external users or the internal employees? And that's where we leveraged Microsoft and Microsoft Partner Mover in the effort that we did, where we moved all of our internal employees, the cloud storage that we have, from our existing provider to OneDrive.
And how's that allowing you to do work better, differently? I mean, was it your users saying, hey, we want to be able to do these things and we're limited, and how has it changed the way that you guys have worked?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, right, for any existing cloud storage that we have, it was not a huge problem. But we also saw the benefits of what Microsoft ecosystem brings. And when you all know the change management processes that take place and the resistance that people have. I've had a lot of nightmares waking up in the middle of the night where I have my team in the basement moving file by file and users complaining. So the most effort that we did was on strategizing our change management processes. I think that was very critical. And the goal that we had was, how do we really create that frictionless experience to our users? You go on a Friday evening, you come back on Monday morning, boom, your files are now in OneDrive.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do anything. And that's exactly what we did. And we leveraged a partner, Microsoft's partner, and along with Microsoft team, to really get that done in that fashion. And the reason why we are unique, as probably you guys know, we have huge design files. These are not small documents that we're talking about. And that's what makes us unique. And we're talking about close to 200 terabytes of data, 12,000 plus users, and 53-odd million files. This is a huge amount. And really trying to get that frictionless experience, not needing your employees to take any action is the critical part.
Yeah. So our customers have millions and millions of Autodesk files inside. And one of the things that well, I won't take your thunder away. Why don't you go ahead and tell them that, what we're going to do around the preview and what we're going to do beyond that.
Yeah, so
your thunder.
Yeah, the cool thing, it's not only being a customer of Microsoft, we're also partnering with them. We listen to you. Several customers, joint customers of us, and you guys store the DWG files. And you guys open 5 million times these files every single day. These are the AutoCAD drawing files that users open 5 million times a day. And overall, we have billions of those files across all cloud providers. So billions with a B. So this is huge for us. And when we really partner together, our goal, our aim is to really make sure that you're able to open it in OneDrive and view them in AutoCAD app within a web browser. And that's what we really want to do. And that's what we talk about, taking away the friction. so that you can be productive and you can get more value and have a better experience and with less effort. That's our goal.
And then in addition to that, because we've done so much around previewers, we're also going to make sure we have that icon previewer, so before you even open anything, you can see exactly what it is and be able to work with as we continue to do that.
That's exactly right. You can preview, edit, and do all the stuff.
So as a company, now that you're moving more and more software to the cloud, you guys are really very sort of desktop-based for a lot of your users. What can users sort of expect now as they look forward to sort of a cloud-first, available on any device? How is this going to enable your customers to be able to work better and smarter?
Yeah, so when we look at things, right, as a cloud company, the biggest goal that we always have is keeping customer at the center. So it's not about the new features and capabilities, what we think the customers need. It's like, what are customers really using and what do they need? And whether you take the education customers, all the students who are working in labs, or small to medium business architects who are sitting in a coffee shop and collaborating, or a giant customer like Boeing, where you're in an airplane hangar trying to collaborate with other designers, we're looking at all these use cases. How can you be productive and effective and not needing to sit in a desktop to do your job?
Yeah.
And that's where we are putting all of our effort, keeping customer at the center and thinking about experience more than just products in whatever we deliver. And removing that friction, I think that's critical. And we will be able to achieve that through the whole automate process that we're talking in the design and manufacturing processes.
Awesome. We're very, very excited about the partnership. Thanks so much for joining us
today. Thank you very
today.
much. Thank you.
Thanks, Prakash. Really appreciate it.
Next slide.
All right. So that was a pretty exciting announcement. So happy to have the Autodesk folks here today talking about how we'll be able to have all of that. And of course, as a reminder, we have over 320 file previewers already. We keep hearing more and more from you every day about the ones you'd like to see in the future. Let us know. We'll keep working on that, and we'll continue to make it that much more efficient and productive to work in OneDrive and SharePoint. All right. I mentioned user voice a little bit earlier, and we talk about it every time, but there's a reason. Over a third of the features we build every year are directly based on your feedback. That's not a, hey, it sounds kind of nice thing. It's really something we involve every single day in kind of how we do work. As we look at features, we look at where they come from, we look at the suggestions, and a lot of the text behind that. Hey, here's the scenario that I have, or here's the thing I'm trying to achieve. This summer, we launched a redesigned user voice website to make it easier to find the right place and get the content and the kind of the asks in those places, but also increase the number of votes. We've seen that continue to grow and grow and grow. And we've been excited to launch new features all year long. Most recently, for example, camera upload, which has been one of our top asks for a long time, now available on iOS and in our beta for Android. SD card capabilities in Android has been another top ask. We rolled that out on Android earlier this year. But what I'm most excited to talk about is actually something that you heard about yesterday, both in the blogs and at the keynotes, and that's files on demand coming for the Mac OS. And actually, rather than talking about it...
Hold on. Files on demand for Mac OS. This is where you all applaud, because you have been bugging me. When are we going to get files on demand for Mac OS? And I'm like, soon. So it's here, and you guys can play with it today. If you have a question on how to check it out, stop by the OneDrive booth. But let's show it to them.
Well, yeah, I'd like to welcome Jonathan up on the stage.
Come on up, Jonathan.
Who's going to show us and walk us a little bit through that.
Go to it.
Thanks, Jason. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm super excited to be up here on stage because I get to talk about some of the amazing features that I'll be rolling out to OneDrive in the coming months. Today, all of the features that you'll see will be available both on Mac and PC. However, I'll be doing all the demos via Mac. Now, you might be wondering, hey, this is Microsoft, right? Why are we demoing it on a Mac? And it's really to emphasize the fact that here on OneDrive, we believe in bringing the best user experience regardless of platform. And it's because of our dedication to the best user experience that yesterday, Jeff Teeper announced that Files on Demand will be coming to the Mac. So let's go take a look at how Files on Demand is going to make your lives as admins easier than ever before to deploy OneDrive and give your users the best experience possible. This is at 6. I don't know.
Pull it out. Yeah. There you go. And you're on the right one.
Yeah,
You're
this is
on
6, right?
Yep. You were on 6. Oh, never a dull moment. We'll have someone help us. It's worth the wait. That'll be good.
Which one are you trying to get access to? This one?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. No, no, not yet. That's the other slide.
Nope.
Did you change anything after you got it up first?
No, I did not.
We may come back to it.
Yeah, should we?
No, no, give it another try, and then if not, we'll come back to it. We're going to try one more thing, and then we'll come back to this in a little bit. There's no Control P, so it's hard to do. Right.
That's right. Is everyone feeling the anticipation? It's exciting, right? How many folks are running a Mac right now, actually?
This is 6.
Okay, we got quite a few, so you guys can come do the demo. That's right. Okay, of those hands, seriously, how many of you have Mojave on your machine? Came out yesterday? All right, okay. We got plenty of demoers. Oh. Hey!
It actually was 7.
It was that one. Okay.
7.
I don't know who told me it was 6.
They put the wrong number up here. They said it was 6, it was 7.
That's
It's all good.
All right.
Let's move on. Thanks, guys.
This is 6. Right here.
All right, what I have right here is my machine set up on macOS Mojave, which was released yesterday. So if you haven't already checked out Mojave, please go take a look, as this is required for files on demand. What I've also done here is install Office for Mac on this machine. And if you were with us back in SPCNA, that's when we announced that OneDrive would be part of the Office package. So all you have to do is deploy the Office package, and you get the full Office 365 suite of applications. So what I've done here is already sign in with a new user account. And what you're seeing here is the new Files on Demand tutorial that is going to teach all of your users about the new states. Now, if you are already using Files on Demand for Windows today, this is going to look awfully similar. So please bear with us as we go through these new states. So if you see the little blue cloud there, that new state is the online-only state. And what that means is that file on disk is actually not taking up any space at all. However, if you do interact with that file, it's going to go transition to that hollowed out green check mark. And that means the file is now locally available. Finally, that solid green check mark means that you've explicitly marked the file as always available. And we're going to go into a little more detail into these states in a little bit. So just hold on. So I'm going to go finish setup here. And if you've traditionally set up before Files on Demand, you know that you're going to download a whole bunch of content. This account here has over 1.2 gigabytes of content, and I'm just going to go and set it up right here. And as you see, all the files are just coming down instantaneously. And if we go and if we take a look at that folder right here, again, 1.3, almost 1.4 gigabytes of content there, only takes up 340 kilobytes on disk. What this means is when you're deploying OneDrive to your users, it's going to be able to scale from your beefiest desktops with terabytes of storage all the way down to your super light MacBooks. You don't have to worry about the storage on that device anymore. Coming back inside of the OneDrive folder, you see all the files are there. And of course, all of this works exactly the way you expect it to. I can go over here and rename the file as ASDF, and that's going to work. I can also go and move this file over here into my documents, and that's all going to sync up, even though the file is not on the local device. Of course, I can also interact with these files exactly how you expect it to. I can go double-click here. And what you just saw there is OneDrive download the file and hand off to the application on demand. And of course, by opening it with Office, it's the only place you're going to get real-time collaboration on the platform. Now, of course, with OneDrive, you're going to be able to open your files regardless of how you access, or we're going to be able to deliver you the file regardless of how you access it. And because app compat is really important to us, what we actually did was integrate into a very low-level system API. So I'm going to go show you with terminal an API to open a file. So what I'm going to do is concatenate, which will go read the text of a file. And let me go find that text file right here. And notice that it's still a cloud file. If I go press that, it just read the contents out from the file, and it downloaded it. So what this really means is, regardless of how you access your files, OneDrive will be able to deliver it to you. Now that I've hydrated a couple files, what if I wanted to go free up space? And that's actually really simple. All you have to do is go secondary, click the file, and then click free up space. And what OneDrive is going to do there is make sure that file is up to date in the cloud in case you just made a change. And then, as you saw, it's now back to a cloud icon. And again, if we go open it up, this file is now taking 0 bytes on disk. Now, for those of you that kind of flew into Orlando, if you were trying to access your Wi-Fi on the plane, you're going to realize that with everybody on the plane accessing it, you don't really get much of an internet connection. And that can actually make working on your documents very hard, especially if they're online only. So with Files on Demand, we actually have a solution for you. And what you can do is actually go and mark a file as always available. And what we're going to do is download the file and make sure when you want to work, it's available for you. And all you have to do is, again, secondary, click the file here, and click Always Keep on this device. And what you're going to see is that icon is going to turn into a solid green check mark, and that indicates that the file is always going to be available to you. The last thing I want to show you today for Files on Demand is the ability to sync team sites. And we've been hearing from you admins about how painful it is prior to Files on Demand to sync these documents, because there can be hundreds of gigabytes of content there, hundreds of users always making changes to files there, and all those changes are always coming down to the local device. So with Files on Demand, that worry is a thing of the past. Again, I can just go hit the sync button here and click Allow for OneDrive. And all of that content is instantaneously set up on that local device. It's brought down. And again, this is not going to take any space on this machine. And for files that are being used by other users and edits are being made, you're not going to need to download that content onto this machine. All right, switching up gears a little bit, the next feature I want to talk about is called cross-organizational sync. So I'm logged in as a user, Diego S., and he's going to share content to another user called AlexW. And for those of you who don't know what cross-organizational sync is, this is really the ability for you to sync down content that's been shared with you, to you, from a different company. So let's pretend Diego S. shares a document to AlexW because they're working together on a project. Let me go switch accounts here. And of course, if a document or folder has been shared with you, you're going to get a link inside, or you're going to get email with a link there. So I can go open up this. And of course, these are both users from different companies. And you're going to see that sync button on the top right. And that's going to work exactly the way you expect. I'm going to go hit Allow here. Oh, looks like we have a little bug. Let's go try that again. Okay. Little tech demo bug. Give me a second. And there we go. So I can go start sync here. Sorry. And you can see all that content is synced down locally. So this allows you to collaborate with people from different organizations better than ever before. All right, let me go switch back here. The last feature I want to talk to you guys about today is our SharePoint Server 2019 support. Now, this is really for those of you who have not switched over to the cloud, and we totally understand there's a ton of reasons, be it privacy, security, or your workflows, to not move over to the cloud as of yet. So what I've done on this machine ahead of time is set up 2 new policies and configurations. The first one is just simply telling the sync client the URL of your SharePoint Server 2019. The second one is a folder name so that we know what to name when we sync down your content. And for the purposes of this demo, I called it SharePoint Demo. Now, to add a new sync relationship against SharePoint Server 2019, it's no different than setting up any other sync relationship. So since I already have an account set up here, and we do support hybrid scenarios, I'm just going to go click Add an Account, and I'm going to type in my credentials here. And notice this is a domain account rather than an email address because we are connecting to your SharePoint server. And as you can see up there, you're getting a federated authentication page that's pointing to OneDrive.SharePoint, our demo tenant. Let me go sign in right here. And in terms of authentication methods, on release, we are going to be supporting basic, NTLM, and Kerberos configurations. After release, we will also be following up with future updates and support SAML, cert-based, and forms-based authentication. So let me go and finish setting up here. And of course, Files on Demand is supported with SharePoint Sync. And there you go. All that content is brought down to the local machine. So today we talked about 3 new features that will be coming to OneDrive. First, we talked about bringing Files on Demand onto the Mac, which allows your users to get the best in-breed sync experience. The second feature we talked about is cross-organizational sync, allowing you to collaborate on the local machine better than ever before. And the last one is support for SharePoint Server 2019, allowing users on Windows to finally move away from the Groove client. And for Mac users, you finally get to sync that content onto your device. However, before I go, there's one more feature I want to talk about. With the release of Mac OS Mojave, there's a new feature called Dark Mode. And what that does is really, it dims the harsh lighting and lowers the tones there. So let me go and turn that on here. Nice and dark. I'm happy to announce, with the release of Mac OS Mojave, OneDrive will be fully supporting the dark mode experience. If we go and open up the Activity Center here, you're going to see this gorgeous new dark theme that just, soothes out the lighting and the harshness. Dark mode support will be rolling out in the coming weeks in our next update in October. We think little details like this really make OneDrive look and feel integrated with the operating system. We hope you like the features that you've seen today, and if you have any questions, we'll be at the booth. Thank you.
Great job. All right, going back to 5. All right, awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Great job. So 1 year, 3 months, 5 days. To what? What happens in 1 year, 3 months, 5 days? What do we saying goodbye to? Windows 7. Yes, Windows 7. Who said that? Give that lady a prize. We'll get something for you. We'll find something. We have something. You find me later. We'll take care of you. All right. So Windows 7. We love Windows 7. I want to remind all of you that you hated Windows 7 when it first came out. I ran the world, I was in the worldwide marketing team. Many of you remember from Springboard, and you were all like, no, we don't like Windows 7, and you got that weird arrow and the split, and we love Windows XP. Now you're like, we love Windows 7, we don't want Windows 8. It's all whatever is current, we get that. So part of it's my fault, I'll take part of the blame, but you've got Windows 7 and you've got to start moving off of it. You also have that pesky X drive or Q drive, wherever HR is saving all their files to. And of course, those older versions of Office. And we really want to help you to get to this ideal state, the modern desktop, Windows 10 and OneDrive and Office 365. Why? Well, as we take a look at our news, as we refer to as the M365, and people say, well, why is Windows included in that? Well, we're bringing so much great functionality to the product that Windows is helping us to support. We announced, for example, in the next update that StorageSense will be managing files on demand. That files on demand comes from Windows plus OneDrive and much, much more. But at its core, we're unlocking creativity across the board. It's built for teamwork at its absolute base, and that's so important as more and more of us work across different devices from different places. It's not just secure, it's intelligent security. Because once you have your files in the cloud, somebody loses their device, no problem. Here's a new device, you're ready to go. You don't have to worry about ransomware and malware and all of these other things, because we're going to help you with that. And we're going to make sure that you're protected. And then, of course, keeping it simple for users, allowing them to work the way they want to work and doing that. And as we said, known folder move is a key piece of that. So with that, I would like to invite up Katie to kind of talk us through known folder move and some of the cool new features there. Katie.
Thank you, Stephen. As Stephen said, my name is Katie. I'm a product manager on the OneDrive Sync team, and I mostly work on enterprise deployment. We've heard a lot of you ask for this feature, so today I'm going to demo known folder move. And for the purposes of this demo, I'll pretend to be Joni, who is just a user whose account I manage in Contoso. 8.
Perfect.
Okay. So I do a lot of my work in Word documents and PowerPoint decks that take a long time to produce. And I want to feel confident that this work is protected. Known folder move is a OneDrive feature that helps you move your Windows known folders into OneDrive. As a longtime Windows user, I've developed the habit of using the known folders that Windows gives me, my documents, pictures, and desktop folders. For all of my big projects, I tend to create a new folder on my desktop and put everything for it in there. Unfortunately, this means that if my laptop is damaged, stolen, or hit by ransomware, I might lose the only copy of my work. Of course, I hope this doesn't happen, and I know that I have OneDrive, but sometimes breaking an old habit is hard, even if it's something as simple as where I save my work. With known folder move, I'm able to get my content into OneDrive without having to change the way that I work. My IT department not only wants to protect the hundreds of hours of work of all the employees at Contoso, but also protect the intellectual property and manage risk. Content on the local machine is essentially invisible to the IT department, but content in OneDrive and SharePoint can be protected and classified. So there are 2 ways that we can deploy this feature into your organization. The first is to set a group policy where I can silently configure this feature, and I'll go over that tomorrow in the OneDrive deployment deep dive talk. But today I'll set the policy where I can enable this feature and the user experience so my users can opt in on their own time. So I'll open the group policy editor. Actually, it's right here. And I'll set this policy: prompt users to move known folders to OneDrive. And it requires my tenant ID, which I have saved here in Notepad because it's long. And I'll go ahead and apply. Now, the next time I start OneDrive, I'll be prompted to protect my folders. I get this prompt here, and I'm going to opt in because I want to protect my work. I want everything, so I'll go ahead and continue. You can see that immediately the work on my desktop has already started syncing, and the work that was in my desktop folder in OneDrive has sunk down onto my machine as a cloud file. Now, if I go back to create a new folder for my next project, you can see that it's already started to sync into OneDrive. In fact, let's take this folder here, FY17 archive. This is a big file, and I don't access it very often, but sometimes I need to reference it, so it's really nice to have it on my machine. But since I don't use it that often, I'm going to free up the space. Maybe it hasn't sunk down yet. You get the idea. Having my content in OneDrive not only protects all my work, but it gives me these features such as sharing and files on demand that I can use.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Katie. Big hand for Katie and Jonathan. First time, big stage demos.
Well done.
So before we bring up, I'll have to switch over.
Yes. The one with the line.
Oh,
Yep. Nope.
nope.
I'll get it.
Stephen, if you would.
Yes.
That's why Stephen and I travel together. All right. So before I bring up the next demo, we're going to talk just a little bit about another one of the reasons we're so invested in bringing your files to the cloud, and in particular to OneDrive and SharePoint. You know, Katie talked a lot about the protection that comes with putting those files in there, having the confidence to know you can restore them, that you can get those files back. But we can do a lot more than that. With the power of the cloud, we can bring intelligence that you've never been able to have on the desktop, and that will never scale or be cheap enough to do. That is the kind of thing that becomes magical and efficient across all the things you have. Whether that's recognizing the kinds of content that are being put in, a whiteboard photo, the fact that not only did you take a photo, but you were in a meeting, and we know that because you're using Office 365. Your calendars in Exchange, your email, the people you work with, the content that you share back and forth, all come together in the Microsoft Graph, giving us the ability to do a lot more with your content than ever before. And that includes things like video. You probably saw in our blog post in August that we talked a little bit about some of these cool innovations coming, like the ability to put that video into OneDrive and SharePoint, be able to extract the audio text, or the audio into text, so that you can use that information to do some incredibly powerful scenarios. Not just be able to read it, but to decide how you want to build flows and other experiences based on the words that are actually said out loud in a video. That's really cool. You're not going to get that if you leave that file on the desktop. And certainly not if it's a file that's going passed around on a USB key. So to talk a little bit more about that, as well as the insights we can generate with the content that you create and put in the cloud, I'd like to welcome up Kristen, who's going to go through a couple of demos on how we leverage intelligence to make it that much more powerful when you have your files in the cloud. Kristen?
Thank you. Oops, sorry.
Thank you, Jason. Have you ever sent out a deck before a meeting and wondered, has anyone read this yet? I mean, you don't want to keep asking them, have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? But you kind of don't want to talk to them until they have. Well, you don't have to worry anymore, because in OneDrive, you can just hover over that file, and it'll tell you who read your file and when. And we're continuing to invest in this card so that it'll work for more types of files, not just Office. But this card is good in other circumstances as well. Let's say that I'm doing some research of my own before this meeting. I can go to a document library, and I'm trying to figure out which document is most relevant for me to read. On the same file hover card, I can see the popularity of the doc, and time to read, and key points from inside the doc. You can see that these three documents have very similar names. By hovering over, I can see this one is pretty light on views and key points, and this one seems to be a bit more substantial. I think I'll read this one. You can see I've saved a ton of time being able to triage from the file card rather than having to open each one of these. Well, we had our meeting, and do you know what? It was super productive because everyone was prepared. We even took some great notes and took a picture of the whiteboard as we left the room. Based on my calendar, OneDrive prompted me to share these with meeting attendees. It was such a time saver. It really helps to work in a truly integrated set of services between OneDrive and Outlook. Well, I need to get back to that whiteboard photo. The problem with photos, though, is that they always have these weird names. So it's hard to find captured images later when you need them. Well, in OneDrive, we've made this easier. You can just search whiteboard, and there it is. OneDrive automatically analyzes and classifies photos so that you can search based on what the image is of. A whiteboard, a blackboard, a document, a receipt, and much more. Or let's say that the only thing you remember about the image was some text that was on the image. You can also search for text within the image. And you can see in the image title, the word Portland is nowhere to be found. But if I look inside the image, I'll see that the word Portland was actually on the image. So in OneDrive, we use artificial intelligence to make media more searchable and accessible by automatically classifying and extracting text from images and pulling out the transcript from audio and video. Actually, let me show you a bit more about video. I think that someone in that meeting suggested that I find a video in this document library. I think they said it was about the modern workplace. Oh, it returned a video. But you see here, modern workplace is not in the title. Let's see what happens when we play the video.
More than ever, dynamic, impactful content is critical to the modern workplace. Introducing SharePoint Spaces.
So you can see here that this video was returned from search because the words modern workplace were in the transcript. And having the transcript there is good for a variety of scenarios. It helps me follow along as I'm watching the video, or if I wanted to skip ahead, let's say I want to find the spot where they talk about 3D. I can just scan the transcript and jump ahead to that point in the video. So artificial intelligence has done the heavy lifting to generate this transcript, but it's not perfect. So if I see a word or two that need to be edited, I can just click in here and correct the transcript if I need to. OK, so now let's say I want to find that team site document again. In OneDrive and SharePoint, we've added, or in OneDrive and Office.com, we've added a new recommended view. The recommended view helps me get to the files I'm working on quicker than having to click through folders every time. It does this using machine learning based on my access patterns and my collaboration activity to predict which files I'll want to open next. So I just look at the recommended view, and here's the file I was looking for. What I've described to you is just the start of what we offer out of the box for intelligence. Come to my session on Thursday on Intelligent Content Services, where you can learn more about these capabilities and how you can connect to Azure Cognitive Services to give your content even more superpowers. And now, to tell you more about these capabilities and more on mobile, here's Lauren Koo.
Hello, hello, everyone. So I have a couple devices in my hand. It's going to take me a quick second. All right. So we've been hard at work over the last several months to improve the mobile apps to make them even better at helping you work on the go and save time. As Stephen mentioned, OneDrive supports over 320 different file types with rich previews. We've been bringing that same rich, powerful viewing technology directly into the mobile apps so that you can view popular files like DICOM, text and code, 3D, and large PowerPoint files much more easily than before. I want to highlight two of these that really pop on mobile. So I'll go ahead and launch the OneDrive app on my Android device. I'll start us off in grid view so we can admire these big, beautiful previews. The first one I want to show you is this 3D file of a scooter that I have. As I open it, OneDrive generates an interactive preview that I'll be able to interact with right here on my phone and tap and swivel just like I can on the web to see this from all angles. This is super useful just because, again, we frequently have to see viewing experiences compromised because we're on a smaller screen or we're on a phone. But in this case, I can do that right here. I think we're all sharing Wi-Fi today. So there we go. All right. So again, I can just play with this right here. I can see what the underside of that scooter looks like. And it's just really fun. I really like this. The next viewing experience I want to highlight for you is around large PowerPoint files. So I'll go ahead and switch us into list view so that we can check out this relatively large PowerPoint file I have. It's 220 megs. And so when I'll go ahead and flip us into landscape mode so we can see that deck up close. Now, again, this is a fairly large PowerPoint file, and our viewer is actually progressively loading those slides so that I don't have to wait for the entire thing to load before I can start to view. The other great thing about this viewer is that it actually allows me to view this file as the author intended. This particular file has many beautiful animations and transitions, all of which I can consume right here in the app. So as I swipe from one slide to the next, all of those shine right here. And again, the great thing about this is that I don't have to compromise my viewing experience just because I'm on a phone. All right. On the sharing front, we are making it even easier for you to find those important files that you're collaborating on. If I open our share experience here, you'll be able to see that we are highlighting crucial metadata like who shared that file with you and when. You'll be able to sort and group by that information to easily find the file that you're looking for, whether you think about it as a particular individual that shares some files with you, or a particular time, say the files that were shared maybe today or yesterday or sometime last week. Now, there's a lot more we could talk about here, but I'm really excited for us to talk about a new feature that we're bringing to OneDrive for Business. For nearly 5 years, camera upload has been a staple of our OneDrive consumer offering used around the world. And you've told us through user voice and other meetings that you want it on OneDrive for Business. So today, I'm ecstatic to announce that camera upload is now available on iOS and currently in our beta community on Android. So let's see that in action. Now, to do that, I've actually already enabled my Android device to upload every photo and optionally video that I take to my OneDrive account. So to show you this in action, we need a new photo. So you know what that means, right? We're all going to smile. And the team at home is going to be so excited because they're showing off their work today. All right, so when I go back to the OneDrive app and I jump into my Photos view, OneDrive immediately picks up those photos and begins to upload them. And so now all of that content is going to be right there for me to share with my team. Of course, I can see the... Yeah, you can clap. It's cool. It's exciting. All right. So of course, I can see those photos in this Photos view, which shows me all the photos currently in my OneDrive account. But I, of course, can also see them in my Files view. If I go to Files and I tap Pictures, you'll see this camera roll folder that is automatically created when you start to upload photos with the camera upload feature. We're automatically sorting your photos by year, and within each year by month, so that you can easily find, again, all the photos that came from a particular month, in this case, September. So with the abundance of phones today with fantastic cameras, the way we're getting work done is changing pretty quickly to include more photos. Whether it's traveling to a remote work site to capture photos of a particular project that you're tracking, or if you're surveying around the company to check how different locations use retail displays, taking photographic views of your progress is fast becoming how we do work. Features like camera upload can help you upload those day-to-day photos and videos, but sometimes you need to take a particular photo or a particular set of photos for a specific project or task. In these cases, we can do even better. We can upload custom metadata along with your photo so that you can capture all of that extra information. So let's see how that works. For the purposes of this demo, my team at Contoso has set up a shared library in this contact lead site for displays. Each display has three attributes about it. The first is what product line does it belong to? Second, what kind of display is it? And thirdly, is a follow-up needed? Again, we did this for the purposes of this demo, but it's important to note that you could customize your own shared library with whatever would suit your job and task. So let's see how this works. Now, the first thing I want to call out, now that we're in this display's shared library, is the scan button and how easy it is for me to jump into that experience. Real quickly, how many of us are Office Lens users? I see a show of hands. All right, good number of you. That's awesome because we're integrating the next generation of Office Lens technology right into the apps. And again, we're making it super easy for you to jump into that experience. So I want to take a new photo of a new display, and you can guess what happens again now. We take another fun photo, smile. OneDrive, oh, I took it already. All right, so I'll go ahead and save that. And because I'm about to save this to that shared library, and there's those three fields of custom metadata, I can add and edit those before I upload. In this case, I think most of the fields are already correct. This is our interior design line. The display type is a window. I'll put it in a window, it'll be okay. And no follow-up is needed because this looks great. I can choose to remember these answers for next upload if I want. And I'll go ahead and rename this so that I know what we're looking at. We'll call this audience display for our audience line. And I'll go ahead and save that. So now that photo, along with that metadata I just added, is all getting uploaded to that shared library for my team. So now we'll switch over to iOS for one last set of demos on mobile around some of the intelligence features that Kristen has already mentioned. While we wait for that to load up, I think it's the same number.
Sometimes it gets funky. Yay!
Yes. All right. So as Kristen mentioned earlier, we can use the file card on the web to track who's viewed our file and maybe provide a friendly reminder sometimes to the individuals who haven't yet gotten a chance to take a look before we meet with them. But sometimes we have those really busy days where you maybe don't have time to do that. Maybe you find yourself in one meeting after another, and the only time you have is really maybe a few quiet moments while you wait for your colleagues to arrive for your next meeting. So in this example, that's exactly what's happening. I'm playing a part where I am waiting for two of my colleagues, Lydia and Irvin, to arrive for a meeting, and I want to see how much time should I spend our next 30 minutes on background and context. And so without even having to take out my laptop, I can scroll down to the file that we're discussing. In this case, it's this Q3 sales and marketing report, and I can tap this eye icon at the top. This will load for me the same information that we saw on the web in the file card, but will tell me who's viewed that file. Taking a quick scan here, I can see that Lydia has gotten a chance to view this file, while Irvin hasn't had time yet. That's super important information for me to know as I wait, again, for them to arrive, that I should spend at least a little bit of time setting some context so that we can all start the meeting on the same page. In this case, this meeting goes great, and I actually take some notes for follow-ups. So I'll go ahead and scan. Let's get a little bit of a darker background. Go ahead and scan that. All right, and I want to save those to OneDrive so that I have them for later. Now, as Kristen mentioned earlier, OneDrive is built on the Microsoft Graph, and so we can integrate with Calendar and Mail to provide helpful, timely suggestions like, do you want to share that file you just uploaded with the meeting? I do absolutely want to do that, so I'll go ahead and tap that prompt. That brings up our unified sharing experience, which looks the same everywhere you go, and this time it's been pre-filled with the attendees of my meeting. It's also added a quick note for me so that they know what meeting this content is coming from. Then, as I leave the room, I can just tap send. And before we even go anywhere, they have the follow-ups that we all need when they're most relevant. So those are some of the highlights on OneDrive Mobile. If you want to learn more, especially about those productive photos experiences powered by OneDrive, come to our breakout session this Thursday afternoon. The code is BRK2333. We hope to see you there. Back to you, Jason.
Thanks, Lauren. That was great. All right, it's been fun. There's been a lot of demos. We have one set of demos left, and we are running short on time because we also have some special guests and those little tickets we talked about that you all got at the door. What do they mean? What are they about? So I got to make the screen work. Of course I do. Oh. It's the one that says slides. Unfortunately, the video arrangement we have is not yet in OneDrive, and so I'm not quite adept at it. I'll speed through a little bit of this because we're going to show you code, and that's so much more exciting than talking about it. But we've done a number of things over the work we've created around sharing and collaboration to make OneDrive the best place for that. And that includes the ability to have simple sharing experiences, things like @mentions, so that when you are working on a document, you can directly connect to a colleague and you can bring them to that document if you need work for them, including integration with our sharing. The ability to have receiving feel like an end-to-end experience, and little nudges like, maybe I didn't open that document you sent a week ago. I had a busy week. I was at Ignite. I would love to get another notification just reminding me of that. The ability to access all of those things and have control over how people get to those files, whether that's password protection or other capabilities. And of course, having the ability to administer those in simple, reliable, and confident ways, so that I know whenever my users are sharing content, they're doing that in a way that both meets the policies and guidelines of my organization, but also allows them to know that they're working in a safe and secure environment. So to show a little bit more, I'd like to invite Raphael up onto stage, who's going to show us how sharing works in the modern world.
All right, one sec. Just got to set up my laptop, but should be good to go in a couple minutes, or less, couple seconds. OK, so next up, running low on time, but I'm going to show you some updates we've made to how you can securely share on OneDrive. The easiest way to share is always to select the file and hit share and send a link that works for anyone. It's the easiest way to share because the link will always work for people as long as they have it. But sometimes you have more sensitive and confidential documents that you want to share in a way where you know that the link will only work for specific people. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the link settings away from anyone and to specific people. In this case, I'm working with an external partner at Fabricam Airlines. His name's Larry. And so the next step here is I just need to type in the email address that I want to secure the link to. So I'll type in Larry@fabricamairlines.com, select him, and I'll copy the link to my clipboard. So this creates a secure link that will only work for Larry. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. So I'll paste it in here. It's odd. All right, hold on one sec. Here we go. And because it's a secure link, I do have to prove that I'm one of the intended recipients. But I don't have to create an account to do that, and I don't have to remember a password. Instead, what's going to happen is OneDrive is going to email me a one-time passcode to Larry@fabricamairlines.com. So I'm going to load this here, and you'll see that Fabricam Airlines actually uses G Suite instead of Office 365. The takeaway here is that even though this business-to-business sharing doesn't involve both organizations using Office, it's still an incredibly simple experience for the recipient. So all I have to do is copy this code and paste it in here. Just like that, I'm going to be taken to, sorry, I do have to say this is a consent screen where I say it is OK for Contoso Electronics to get my email, so I'll accept that. My account's getting set up here, and in a couple seconds, I'm going to be taken to Word Online, where that securely shared document will load. Now, for those of you that were at this session at Ignite last year, you might remember that this is familiar. We showed this last year, but the UI looks slightly different. And that's because I'm excited to announce that we're actually now integrating OneDrive with Azure AD's B2B platform. And so what that means is that when I go back to Alex, this is the account that I shared from, he's actually an administrator in Office. And so when I go into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, let's try clicking it again. All right. When I go into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and I take a look at the users in the directory, you'll see that there's actually an account created for Larry right here. OneDrive creates this account the moment that someone externally is shared with. Now, this may seem like a small thing, but it actually opens up an immense amount of possibilities with the management and policy features that Office 365 and Azure Active Directory provide. Let me give you a really quick example. You could set up a conditional access policy that requires all external users to go through multi-factor authentication when they're signing into their guest accounts. And this even works if they're signing in with that one-time passcode that I just showed. OneDrive is the only enterprise-class file sync and share solution out there that combines these powerful management capabilities with the extremely easy-to-use one-time passcode sign-in. So really excited to show this to you. Yep. If you'd like to learn more, please come to BRK2133. This is a deep dive on sharing and external sharing specifically. And with that, I'll throw it back to you, Stephen.
Thank you. All right, big hand for Raphael. Founded in 1934, Lego. It comes from the word, and I know I'm not going to pronounce this very well, but it's legot, which means play well. They've gone through a lot of change and done some really amazing things. Matter of fact, today, Lego is the most powerful brand on the planet. They are also the #1 toy seller. They have 8 Legoland parks, hundreds of retail stores, where how many of you have spent money in the Lego stores? Raise your hand. Now, here's the good one. Put your hands on. How many of you have spent money in the Lego stores on yourself? Raise your hand. Ah, that's my IT Pro Geek audience. I love it. Books, clothing, movies, video games, you name it. And why? Because they have awesome toys. We love the toys. They're fun, they're cool, and they're all the stuff that we could not afford when we were ages 12 and up that now we can. So I had the great opportunity this year to be able to go out to Billund in Denmark and get a chance to go to the Wonka-like headquarters of Lego. It's about a 3.5-hour train ride or like a 7-minute plane ride. You spend more time taxiing than you actually do in the air. But I had a chance to walk around. I saw the original designs for Lego. By the way, what is the plural of Lego? Lego, very good. You guys are good. Nicely done. Got a chance to walk around. I got that very cool I Was Here, which is now one of my most prized possessions. Got a chance to take a tour, saw some of the really cool stuff that they have going on. So it is my great pleasure to invite 2 of my new friends from the coolest offices I've ever been to. I would like to invite up Michael and Ulrich from Lego. Big hand for them. Have a seat, guys. So you guys have been early adopters across the whole Office 365 suite, from Stream to OneDrive. I mean, you guys are one of the first ones out, and collaboration is really in your DNA. So talk a little bit about what collaboration means to Lego and how Office is helping you to do that.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being here.
For Lego, it's one of the key things is protecting our novelties, and that's why we looked at different cloud platform 3 to 4 years ago and decided to go with Microsoft. And that is from top-level management decision saying, okay, we are going into this platform because we trust them. And for for Lego and for our employees, it was quite easy just to secure the platform and then start using the tools. Collaboration is a key thing because we work across the platform or the world. Sorry for that. And we have development departments in Los Angeles, Shanghai, Singapore, and Denmark, of course, and they need to collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah. And then OneDrive was one of the first things that you folks rolled out, and it's a big part of your agile IT efforts. So talk a little bit about why OneDrive and how folks are using it.
Well, before OneDrive, our users had a lot of workloads. We had file servers, etc. Now we have one place to do everything. Versioning is handled automatically. We had a lot of that before. Sharing, we had a separate platform for that. They just do everything in one place now. So it helped the user a lot. And adoption for OneDrive was actually pretty easy for them. It wasn't a decision for the users, as Ulrik said. We forced them. They had no choice. We removed the file servers. So but it actually works out very well for them.
And you guys are all about collaboration. I mean, when you play with Lego, it's all about collaborating and playing with others. How has that helped you to collaborate differently, or has it opened up ways to do things that you couldn't do or couldn't do easily before?
On the same note, yes. Like you said, we have teams across the world. So with the tools of OneDrive and Teams, they can collaborate much easier. We are going for agile process in Lego and demos sessions, for example. They record in a stream and they consume it like that instead of having these demo sessions where they have to work at the same time across different time zones. Yeah, that's it.
How difficult was it to roll out OneDrive and moreover to get your users to use it?
I think it was quite easy. We started to not really having an adoption program, but just providing them with the app, deploying Windows 10 to them, where it was a core thing of the operating system, and they just started using it. We have had some issues around sharing, etc. We'll talk to you about that.
Yes.
Most of them are solved now, so that's
Thank you
really
for the
great.
feedback.
Yeah.
You've made it better for everyone.
Yeah, you guys have been really at the cutting edge. That as soon as we said, hey, we have this product called Stream. You're like, what does it do? And you're like, give it to us, let us have it. You guys have been an early adopter around everything. So what advice would you give to the folks who are here in our audience about OneDrive and Stream and Teams and SharePoint and all the M365 on, what advice can you give them on how it's helped you as a business and the benefits that you've sort of seen, or something important that they should know about that?
I would say getting control on your cloud platform, make sure the security is okay, make sure your conditional access policies are there, and then release the features to the end users, and they will start adopting them as easy as they are straight away.
It's interesting.
That's really the key thing here. We're not trying to educate them in how to use the tools. They know that themselves, so we just make sure it's protected.
Yeah.
And to add to that, what we did in the beginning was running POC with sub-management. So they started this, and then we had full support from there on.
And that's so important to have. Start from management down. I had a chance to meet with your management. They were so encouraging. And it was interesting, in one of the conversations we had over dinner, you had talked that in the past, IT had really tried to manage the device, and how much that's changed to now it's all about securing and managing the data, that it's not about the device, it's about making sure that no matter where that data goes, that you have control over it, and that it's secure, but that people can access it on whatever makes the most sense for them in their role. And I think that's absolutely at the core, and you guys have done an amazing job of that. So thank you so much. Stay up here for that. Let's thank them all because they brought you those 40th anniversary minutes.
I have a special thank you.
Hang on, no, stay here. You're going to stay here.
Stay here, Michael. I have a special thank you, actually, which is thank you for finally making me look cool to my children. Because when I explained to them I would share a stage with Lego, they suddenly got OneDrive. It all clicked in that moment, so thank you very much for that.
All right. So everybody got those tickets. Let's explain what those are for. Where was that young lady over there who had the right answer? Come here. I have some. Do you have children? You don't have children? Adult children. How old are adult children? Oh, they're going to love this because you know what I'm going to give you? I am going to give you this 007 Aston Martin DB9 Lego set. Now you're all saying, hey, I want one of those. Is there a way for me to win one? Well, there is. First of all, go out to Twitter, Follow me on Twitter. Hang on, there's more. I will pull 2 raffle tickets every day at 4 o'clock, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I will give away 2 Lego sets a day, one of the Aston Martin, and I bought 3. I bought the Hulkbuster. Ooh. I bought a Harry Potter set. Oh. And I bought the Apollo rocket set. Oh. So cool stuff we're giving away. So follow us there. We'll tweet it out. If you've won, tweet me back, picture of your winning ticket. You can DM me, I'll follow you back, or come to the booth. Hi, here's my winning ticket. I have it. Come to our OneDrive booth in the expo hall with it by 5 o'clock that day. So you got to be there by 5. And between 4 and we'll announce it at 4, be there by 5, pick up your prize. First one there gets to pick which one of the sets that they want. If you're a government employee, I apologize. Sorry, we can't. If you want to read all the rules, certainly stop by the booth. Last but not least, in our last 30 seconds, we put up a great blog post yesterday that lists all the new features. Here is the roadmap listing them all out. So we want to thank you. How do you feel about OneDrive and all the great stuff that we bring in you guys in the next few months? Awesome. Fast Track, we can help you move. Most of you for free, so don't forget about Fast Track. We have great resources, including our new docs.com OneDrive site. And, of course, check out the blog. Lots of great sessions this week. We'll see you. Thanks so much for coming, everybody. Have a great week and a great night.